Greetings to us. I welcome you to Kazo Technical School. This is Instructor Timothy, Welding Instructor at Kazo Technical School. Today we are going to go through our education video, which is focusing on our final practical exam, which is 3G and 4G structural welding. We conduct this exam after completing our semester 1, which focuses on shielded metal arc welding. And by the end of the semester, our students are supposed to prove that they can weld a V-groove joint setup very well. And our structural welding is done, we train our students to know the 4 positions, but when we are testing, we test them in only 2 positions, that's 3G welding position and the 4G welding position. If a student can weld very well in these 2 positions, meaning he can also very well weld in the other 2 positions, which is 1G and 2G. So as you can see, our student is welding in 3G welding position and is following the welding sequence as you can see it now in the bottom left corner, where you can see bead number 1, that's our root pass, then number 2, those are number 2, 3, 4, those are the filler passes. And during this exam, if you look at our worksheet, there are supposed to be visual inspections at different points of welding. And one of the first is the instructor is supposed to visually inspect the root pass. When we are doing visual inspection, ensuring that each weld pass is free of weld defects before the student continues to other passes. After the root pass is inspected and the instructor confirms that it is free of weld defects, then the student can continue to do other filler passes, as you can see them in our picture on the bottom left corner. Passes number 2, 3, 4. So if the root pass is having defects, the instructor has the powers to tell the student to grind it out and put another pass. So right now, as we see in the video, the root pass looks good. The instructor confirmed it. So the student can continue with other filler passes. So what's 3G welding position? 3G welding position is having your workpiece in a vertical position, and welding should be done either going vertically upwards or going downwards. So in this case, our student is welding vertically upwards. And while he's doing that, the electrodes they is using P718 electrodes. They work best in a vertical upward welding position. Yes, the other thing to note is safety. Yes, the student is having overall welding helmet, leather gauntlet, gloves, but one thing he didn't have is protective glasses. These protective glasses are so essential that they protect us from flying objects. So in this case, when he's chipping out the slag after welding, so there's risk of the slag chips falling into his eyes. So I caution us who are watching this video that always take safety seriously. Avoid not having protective goggles. Now in this, we are also having a student who is doing his first coupon in 4D welding position. So 4D welding position is welding when the piece is above your head, it's overhead. Then you have for you where it's above the eyesight. So you weld it from that position. You only bring it down probably when you want to remove the slag and to ensure that your piece is free of defects for observation, proper observation. But all the welding should be done when the piece is overhead. When you are done welding, when the student is done welding all the piece up, when it's fully covered, as you can see what we call up to the cover passes. Then the piece is also visually inspected for defects. As we can see here, we have some underfill, and the student should then first ensure that the pieces can pass that visual inspection at the cover pass. Then the student grinds off the cover passes, then source again visually inspected after grinding off the cover passes. All the visual inspections that ensure that there are no defects. Then after that, then the student marks out the coupons is going to cut, and the coupons which will be prepared for bend testing. So we do our cutting with, since these plates are thick, 10 millimeter, so the cutting is usually done with explore weld cutting, which we also train our students to do very well. So after cutting the bend test coupons, then the student will have to prepare them. By preparing, so they grind off the backing bar and also make them look nice. The edges are supposed to be grinded round, because when you are going to bend them, if they are sharp, there could be a risk of the piece cracking. So in this scenario, after the pieces are prepared, the instructor is supposed to mark on them. There should be two pieces. One is prepared for, is to be bent, where the root bend test, then the other should be face bend test. Root bend test is when we bend the piece and we expose the root pass. Then the face bend test is when we bend and we're exposing the cover pass. So we use the hydraulic jack to bend the test coupons. So bending should be done at the joint. That's why we were marking to get the center point of the bend test coupons. To ensure that when we are bending it here in the hydraulic jack, we bend it exactly at the joint. So as you can see in the picture in the top left corner, some pieces can have defects, like the first one on the left. That was a slag inclusion. When it came out after bending, it left a hole there. That third piece, you can see it's looking nice, doesn't have other defects. So what the instructor is doing is, if they find a defect, it's supposed to measure it. This is in accordance with the acceptance criteria for a piece to be considered a pass. The defects which are found there are noted down, and later they are added up. and when they are added, they should not exceed 9 mm in total. If they exceed, meaning the test coupon has failed. That's all about our final practical exam.